Boom! Here it is. It's the Marksman Hunter, guys. Finally, they got the artifact quest to where it wouldn't bug out, and we could get this thing brought to you. So, what are we looking at? Basically, it's had a huge change, guys. What you're looking at is your general abilities are still going to be Arcane Shot, which generates five focus now, instead of you using steady shot all the time. You've actually got arcane shot. That's your focus generator. Pretty cool. The other item is aim shot. It's 50 focus and it does strong physical damage, but it is on a 2-second cast still, which is reduced by haste, obviously. So that's going to be your general there. And then the other one is a brand new ability called Mark Shot. It fires a shot at all targets with Hunter's Mark, dealing heavy physical damage and making them vulnerable. Basically, this is how you're going to improve your damages through this shot. And what's vulnerable? Well, basically it slows the target by 15% and increases mark shot and aim shots damage by 25%. It lasts 30 seconds and can stack up to 3 times, so 75% increase in damage. And I believe it's also going to be 45%. I don't know. I didn't really test it too much because of the dungeon play, and I wasn't out on live with this tune too much. But it feels really good, guys. What else do you have? You also have multi-shot still. It works the same as live, but it generates 2 focus per target hit, and it's kind of a mild damage unless you're critting. And then you've got your artifact ability. Your artifact ability is going to be Wind Burst. It's a very heavy physical damage and leaves a trail of wind behind for 5 seconds that increases party and raid members standing in it by 50%. Basically gives them a movement speed increase by 50% if they're standing in this. And you'll see it kind of looks like an ice patch between me and the boss whenever I use it. Pretty neat. So what do you have passively that's working for you? Well, you've got Bombardment, and this is what I meant by multi-strike crits. Multi-strike crits increase multi-shots damage by 60% for 5 seconds. So this is, if you're critting with multi-strike, it's going to be better on 4+ mobs, basically, to end up getting this up. The other thing is Hunter's Mark. Auto attacks have a chance to cause your next arcane or multi-shot to apply Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark allows you to mark targets for marked shot. Basically, you'll see the either arcane shot or multi-strike. You'll see them end up glowing, and when they glow, basically that's you saying okay, you're ready to mark the next target, and make it to where you're going to end up allowing mark shot to hit this target. And you can either hit arcane shot to single target, or you can hit multi-shot, and it'll end up putting the mark on everything that's around that target at the time. And you can mark shot all of them. It's really a cool situation, guys, and it makes arcane shot and multi-shot very situational on what you want to end up doing. Really cool. The next thing you've got is hunting party. All right, and what this is gonna do is it's a killing a target reduces exhilaration's cooldown. Exhilaration's actually your new heal. And it reduces a cooldown by 30 seconds if you land a killing blow on the target. Yeah, nothing big. The other thing is your mastery. Your mastery is still sniper training, but it's had a huge change. It increases the range of all shots and increases the damage of your focus using shots. And it increases them by a lot. The range is kind of mild. Right now I think I was doing like an additional 100% damage with focus building shots, which is pretty good. And then my range was like 49 yards instead of a normal 40. So you can play this way further back than most. So that's basically going to be it for your passive abilities, guys. And then you've got your one cooldown. Your one cooldown that comes basic without actually speccing into any. There are a couple you can spec into, but it's going to be True Shot, and it's a 3-minute cooldown. It lasts 15 seconds. It increases haste by 40% and gives every ranged auto attack a 100% chance to grant Hunter's Mark. It's a huge damage increase, because basically with this, what you're able to do is you can play back and forth between Hunter's Mark and your Arcane Shot, just keeping that vulnerable buff up. Or if you took Patient Sniper, which is another really cool ability that I played mostly with, it puts a buff up that increases mark shot and aim shots damage by 150% over 8 seconds. plays very nice with the rotation single target. AoE a little doesn't work so well for. So basically on the single target rotation, guys, what I had going on here, you're going to consist of wanting to keep your wind burst, which is your artifact ability, on cooldown, and using your focus on aim shot. Does aim shot take priority? Only in situations where, like I said, I did take patient sniper, so whenever that buff was up is when it took major priority, but mark shot still takes priority over it because it does a little bit extra damage. Preferably after you've marked the target as vulnerable, it's going to do increased damage when you've got that. Basic procs of Hunter Mark also seem to happen constantly, making this gameplay really, really fun. I mean, you'll see the buttons light up quite a bit as I play this, and it plays out nice. I did go with the Patient Sniper, which allows more damage in a shorter window when you get your Hunter's Mark proc. Instead of stacking this thing up on multiple targets, basically for a single target situation, it just puts one debuff up, and you can do some insane damage in this window period, and it plays very, very nice. So it's a really clean playstyle, guys. You're still very mobile. You don't get to do as much damage on the move as you used to, but it still plays very well. And it seems like the beginning of every fight that I got into, the first arcane shot I would let off, you'd automatically get a Hunter's Mark. So that was really cool. You'd be able to end up putting Hunter's Mark up and automatically get that vulnerable buff or whatever up, and it played very nice, guys. And it's insane. But generally, the way you're gonna play this is use your focus abilities, which is gonna be aim shot, mark shot, wind burst, and then you're just gonna generate back up with arcane shot. And you can also use Arcane Shot to fish for procs if you're looking at doing that. Really, guys, this thing is playing, in my opinion, this is probably the most unique that it still feels like a hunter, but the way that they've done the hunter classes, they're very unique in comparison now. And this is playing very, very nice. It really, the damage is, it's up there. It's not super spectacular, but again, we are in an alpha and it's tuning and it's playing good. And what I'm mainly looking at is the play style. And I honestly, I sat here and I did probably 4 or 5 dungeons in a row. Mind you, that's like waiting an hour and a half for each queue time between each one. And I just played back and forth, and it was really interesting. And I haven't been interested in a hunter in a long time, but the gameplay changes have really set this thing in motion to play out much neater, especially in an AoE situation where you use your multi-shot, and then you can put the marks on everything, hit mark shot, and have that insane damage just go all the way across the board. Outside of that, I wasn't spec'd for a total AoE situation, so I just ran a normal single target rotation, but just swap mark shot, or I would swap multi-shot whenever it would proc, so I could mark shot everything, and it was just fun, guys. AoE seemed best on 4+ targets, so in the spec that I was currently using. Between, I would say single target's probably their best aspect. 2 to 3 mobs with the cleave, single target rotation, mix in the multi-shot, mark shot combination. And then on 4+ mobs, you're just going to multi-shot, barrage, you use whatever you've got AoE. And it works really, really well, guys. This spec is playing extremely well. I am very impressed on how they've got this. The artifact ability is kind of cool, to where you've got that speed increase buffer for them. It's just, all in all, a very well-rounded spec, guys. And I don't really have too much I can end up saying bad about it. They've done a lot of really good improvements. The mark shot gameplay is really cool compared to, what it is on live, to where you're just basically waiting for, I believe it's Chimera shot to come off cooldown, and you're hitting it and doing insane numbers, but it's super boring and it's way super easy. This here actually gives you some gameplay. Okay, do I need an AoE? If I do, I need to hit Mark Shot during that proc. Do I need to do the other? But anyways, guys, it is very fun. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and throw a like and a subscribe, and we'll get back with back at you with some more. Thank you.